Ethiopia and Tanzania, two giant countries in Africa. Though both countries are found in the same subregion, which is East Africa, they have quite a few differences. For starters, I love both countries. These two countries are very beautiful countries. Ethiopia is larger than Tanzania both in size and population. Ethiopia has a surface area of 1,104,300 kilometers square, while Tanzania has a surface area of 947,303 kilometers square. Going by surface area, Ethiopia is the 26th largest country in the world and the 9th largest country in Africa, while Tanzania is the 30th largest country in the world and 12th in Africa. When it comes to population, Ethiopia is the 12th most populous country in the world and second in Africa with a population of about 160 million people, while Tanzania is the 24th in the world and 5th in Africa. Ethiopia has a population density of 92 people per square kilometers, while Tanzania has a population density of 42 people per square kilometers, meaning Ethiopia is densely populated than Tanzania. Ethiopia is a landlocked country, meaning the country is entirely surrounded by other countries and has no access to the ocean, which makes Ethiopians not to enjoy things like a fine sunny day at the beach. Meanwhile, Tanzania has access to the Pacific Ocean. In fact, Tanzania has a long coastline of about 1,424 kilometers square. Zanzibar, found in Tanzania, is a tourist heaven because it has some of the most beautiful and picturesque beaches on the continent. Because Tanzania has access to the ocean, it has one of the busiest seaports in Africa. Generally speaking, Ethiopia is cooler than Tanzania due to its higher elevation. Much of Ethiopia is located on a high plateau, with an average elevation of around 2,000 meters above sea level. As a result, temperatures in Ethiopia are generally cooler than in Tanzania, which has a lower average elevation and a generally warmer climate. However, both Ethiopia and Tanzania have a wide range of climates and temperatures depending on the region and season. For example, parts of Tanzania, such as the highlands of the northern regions, can be relatively cool with temperatures dropping to around 10 degrees Celsius at night in the dry season between June and October. Similarly, some parts of Ethiopia, such as the Danakil Depression, can be extremely hot, with temperatures exceeding 50 degrees Celsius in the daytime. Overall, while Ethiopia is generally cooler than Tanzania due to its higher elevation, both countries have a wide range of climates and temperatures depending on the region and season. According to the World Bank, the median age in Ethiopia is 19.8 years as of 2021. This means that half of the population is younger than 19.8 years old, and half of the population is older than 19.8 years old. Ethiopia has a relatively young population, with a large proportion of the population under the age of 25. The country has a high fertility rate and a large youth population, which presents both opportunities and challenges for the country. Tanzania, on the other hand, has a median age of 18.9, which means Tanzania has a younger population than Ethiopia. When it comes to economy, Ethiopia and Tanzania are both developing countries in East Africa with growing economies, but there are some notable differences between the two. Ethiopia is doing better than Tanzania in that regards. Ethiopia has a nominal GDP of $156 billion and nominal GDP per capita of $1,475. Meanwhile, Tanzania has a nominal GDP of $76.5 billion and a nominal GDP per capita of $1,245. The currency used in Ethiopia is the Ethiopian birr, and it is way stronger than the Tanzanian shilling used in Tanzania. $1 equals 53 Ethiopian birr, while $1 equals 2,334 Tanzanian shilling. Ethiopia has been one of the fastest growing economies in Africa in recent years, with an average GDP growth rate of around 9% per year between 2014 and 2020. The country has a large, young population and has focused on developing its manufacturing and agricultural sectors, with a particular emphasis on export-oriented growth. Tanzania's economy has also been growing in recent years, with an average GDP growth rate of around 6 to 7% per year between 2014 and 2019. The country has a diverse economy, with a mix of agriculture, mining, manufacturing, and tourism. Tanzania has significant natural resources, including gold, natural gas, and minerals, and has been working to develop its infrastructure including expanding its road network and investing in energy projects. Overall, while both Ethiopia and Tanzania have growing economies and face similar challenges, such as poverty and infrastructure deficits, they have taken different approaches. The minimum wage in Ethiopia is 1,260 Ethiopian birr per month for employees working in the formal sector. This is equivalent to approximately $29 per month based on the exchange rate as of May 26, 2023. It's worth noting that the minimum wage in Ethiopia varies depending on the sector and the region, and there are different minimum wage levels for different categories of workers, such as apprentices and domestic workers. The minimum wage is set by the Ministry of Labor and Social Affairs and is periodically adjusted to keep up with inflation and changes in the cost of living. As of May 2023, the minimum wage in Tanzania varies depending on the sector and location. For example, in the private sector, the minimum wage for non-agricultural workers is approximately $17 per month, while for agricultural workers, the minimum wage is approximately $13 per month. However, it's worth noting that these minimum wage levels are generally considered to be quite low, and many workers in Tanzania earn wages that are significantly higher than the minimum. Talking about beautiful cities, both countries have some of the most beautiful cities in Africa. Addis Ababa is the capital city of Ethiopia, and it is considered the capital city of Africa because of the fact that it hosts some of the biggest and most important organizations in Africa, including the African Union. Addis Ababa is a beauty to behold. Its beautiful skylines, bustling streets, and lights at night will inspire you and make you feel brand new. Coming back to Tanzania, many people actually think Dar es Salaam is the capital city of Tanzania due to the fact that it is the most populous city in Tanzania, but the capital city of Tanzania is Dodoma. Tanzania has beautiful cities with beautiful skylines and exciting people, which is why more people visit the country. The truth is, more people transit in Ethiopia when flying due to its national carrier with headquarters at the Bole International Airport, but more people visit Tanzania and explore the country more than they do Ethiopia. According to the World Tourism Organization, more than 1.3 million people visited Tanzania in 2019 compared to Ethiopians' 1 million. In terms of infrastructure, Ethiopia has made significant progress in recent years, investing heavily in its transportation, energy, and telecommunications sectors. The country has built a number of new highways, airports, and railways, including the recently completed Addis Ababa-Djibouti Railway, which connects Ethiopia to the port of Djibouti. Ethiopia also has a number of large-scale energy projects, including the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, which is expected to be the largest hydroelectric power plant in Africa once completed. The country has also made strides in expanding access to electricity and improving internet connectivity. Tanzania has also invested in infrastructure in recent years, with a focus on transportation and energy. The country has built a number of new highways and has plans to expand its railway network, including the construction of a standard gauge railway from Dar es Salaam to neighboring countries. Tanzania is also investing in energy projects, including the Stiegler's Gorge hydroelectric power project. Overall, both Tanzania and Ethiopia have made significant strides in improving their infrastructure, but Ethiopia has made more progress in recent years, particularly in the area of transportation. However, both countries still face challenges in terms of improving access to basic infrastructure like clean water and electricity, particularly in rural areas. When it comes down to military strength, Ethiopia has a larger, stronger, and more sophisticated military than Tanzania. Maybe it's due to the sheer size of its population, but we cannot really take population as the major reason for strength because there are countries with smaller population like Algeria that still ranks high above Ethiopia. According to the Power Index, Ethiopia is the 5th strongest country in Africa and the 49th in the world, and Tanzania is the 18th strongest country in the world and the 100th strongest country in the world. Talking about passport strength, Tanzania has a stronger passport than Ethiopia. In fact, Ethiopian passport is amongst the worst not only in Africa but the world in general. The Ethiopian passport allows Ethiopians to travel to only 46 countries, both visa-free and visa upon arrival, while the Tanzanian passport allows Tanzanians to travel to at least 78 countries, both visa-free and visa upon arrival. So, if you were deciding which nationality between Tanzania and Ethiopia you should take, well, there you have it. The The Tanzanian passport will enable you to travel more than the Ethiopian passport. Let's conclude with peace and security. Tanzania is way peaceful than Ethiopia. According to the Global Peace Index, Tanzania is the 18th most peaceful country in Africa and the 86th in the world, while Ethiopia is the 46th peaceful country in Africa and 49th in the world. So if your peace and tranquility is very important to you, then you now know which country to go if you were battling between both countries. To conclude, both countries are unique in their own right. However, Ethiopia has a better climate and economy than Tanzania. The country is also larger and has more population than Tanzania. Ethiopia also have a stronger currency and stronger military than Tanzania. Tanzania, on the other hand, has a better passport than Ethiopia. It is more peaceful, receives more people than Ethiopia, and generally enjoys a better standard of living than Ethiopia. Thanks for watching this video. If you did enjoy the video, do well to give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe and share with your friends.